So I was just getting my stuff ready for my opening match of the PRS 2025 season this weekend at Bisley. And I realised that since I last did a video, I've made some changes throughout my build. So this is the rifle that I will be competing with for the 2025 season. And there is a couple of things that are going to be coming and that have changed since I had last done a video in 2024. The rifle itself is still my Accuracy International AT action, and the barrel is a Proof Research competition profile barrel cut down at 26 inches by JR Firearms, who is this season's gunsmith of the Precision Rifle Series UK, and it is in the Vision Accuracy Obsession chassis for the Accuracy International AW, AT and AX. Now these are going to be discontinued, they're not going to be manufactured anymore, but there are still some in stock. So if you have an Accuracy International AW, AT or an AX and you want to get something more akin to an ATX without actually having to change your rifle, then this Vision chassis is the one for you. It is superb. Adds in the Arca rail, barricade stop, AR compatible grips, a more adjustable stock and many other features. I have a video about this chassis on my channel and I'll link it to you up there if you're interested in the Vision AO chassis. So starting from the back, as I said, it's all the same Vision stock at the rear. I have now removed my Weebad cheek pad. It did make it more comfortable for prolonged periods of shooting. However, I now like to run this quite low so that I can try and keep my head upright whilst looking through the scope, as opposed to canting my head over and getting comfortable on the cheek piece. Coming forward, still running the MDT Elite grip. Nice big chunky grip. Really suits the neutral hand position when shooting from thumb the same side as your hand. And it's highly adjustable, which I like. Coming forward to the trigger. Now the trigger has been upgraded. On the original Accuracy International AT, it does not come with the Accuracy International competition trigger. I have now installed the Accuracy International competition trigger, which is very, very nice trigger. A vast improvement for competition shooting over the original trigger, which is obviously designed more for militaristic and tactical use. But this adjusts down to a very, very low poundage. I don't actually know the exact weight, but it is significantly lighter than the original AI trigger, and both stages are fully adjustable. So I really like this. Some of the changes here I have already used in the 2024 PRS finale, and that is one of the changes I've made then, and it was a really, really nice change to the original trigger. Coming up here, you'll see a random silver bit in the chassis. That used to be a black piece. Unfortunately, that is still somewhere in the desert of Grand Junction in Colorado following the World Championships out there. That came loose and fell out, and I don't know where it is, so they kindly sent me a new piece from Vision, but it was machined and I haven't got it coloured yet. But that might be coloured in at some point to be black, the same as all of the other small pieces. Coming up, running the SG Pulse timer, just round the back here, not timer, sorry, the SG Pulse level. The reason I say timer is that is one of the things that is going to change. As we're speaking, EWA is going on in Germany. SG Pulse Pro is there as it was at SHOT Show. Unfortunately, it wasn't at the British Shooting Show, so I didn't get hands on with it. But I am interested in the SG Pulse Pro. Has the timer, the level, and also a digital dope card on there. So I'm quite interested to try and get hold of that and have a play around with that. And this will find its way on to my NRL Hunter UK match, which, if you haven't seen it, it's the video directly before this. Is my NRL Hunter build, and I'll put a link up there for that. Coming up, and probably the most obvious change, is this Leupold Mark V in the gorgeous FDE that Leupold do. I think it's probably one of the best FDE colours on any scopes on the market. Picked this up while I was out in the United States. Have the DI Precision windage dial there, a big upgrade on the original. It's probably the only thing that I didn't particularly like on the Mark V as it comes out of the box. Really like the PR2 mil reticle. Really like sort of clear, unobstructed view of your target while still maintaining a nice crosshair for referencing. And I like the 0.25 mil radian stadia lines. It just makes it a little bit decluttered and gives you those half mil radian or 0.05 mil radian references in the reticle, which you wouldn't be able to adjust for just using the clicks of the scope. So that's quite nice as well. And that is obviously mounted in a tier 1 monomount. Now the Maven RS4 that I used previously and during the 2024 IPRF World Championships has now moved on to my NRL Hunter build, as albeit this is a slightly lighter scope. The Maven, the colour contrast in the scope is slightly higher, which I think might be a little bit better at helping to distinguish targets. And with Maven being a hunting brand, primarily, I thought it was better suited on the NRL Hunter rifle. Coming down, there's obviously no mag in it at the moment, but this is one of the things that I'm really looking forward to this year, is getting my hands on the new AW Grey Ops 308, 65 Creedmoor 308 magazines that are 12 rounds. It means I'm not going to have to reload unless there is some sort of a feeding issue and I decide to drop the mag to clear it, and then it's easier just to grab a new mag and put it in, or unless it is mandated on the stage. But that is going to save me time and undoubtedly pick me up some impacts along the way. So I am looking forward to getting hold of one of them, and then I'll still run an original AW mag as a spare. But that is one of the things that I am waiting on arriving in the UK to run. It's not going to be here by the weekend, but hopefully by the time I get around to the April PRS UK match, that will be here and I'll be running that. So we will see. And coming forward from there, there are no real changes. Still using the Tier 1 ELR version 2 bipod. If you're interested in that, there is a review that I'll link up there. It's a solid bipod choice, and is probably the Skypod is obviously a very good bipod and is very popular in the PRS game. This is a cheaper option and is probably just as good in terms of the adjustability that it offers. You're not missing out on anything that the Skypod can do that this can't. And finally at the end, we are still running the Vision Vulcan brake. I can't see that changing. However, I am potentially going to experiment with a hybrid moderator muzzle brake on my NRL Hunter rifle, and depending on how that goes, I might end up doing the same on this, just to help with a bit of hearing protection and trying to sustain my hearing throughout my life. Because sometimes I do come home after shooting this after a weekend and my head is spinning a little bit from shooting the brake all day, twice, 2 days in a row. So that is my 2025 PRS UK rifle. There will be probably the day or 2 days after this video is released, stage videos from the Bisley PRS match, which is on March the 2nd in the UK. And hopefully there will be some good footage from that. I'm looking forward to it. The weather looks like it's going to be quite favourable for shooting 308. So take care, and until next time, shoot straight.